So through this Lenten season, we've done a series on shaping the rock. And it started out as 80 pounds of soapstone, which each week we did a little more chiseling on. It symbolized God shaping us, symbolized God taking away from us the things that need to be taken away so that we can be molded into the people that God has created us to be. And it kind of came along and looked like a spaceship for a while, but then it reached its as close to final form as it's going to get, I think. So it was a metaphor for us, for our lives, for transforming our lives. And here it is, Easter. So how are you doing on all that? We talked about anger. Are you controlling your anger? We talked about pride. Have you put away pride? We talked about jealousy. Have you gotten over your jealousy? We talked about control issues. We like to try and control God. Have you given control back to God? We talked about being judgmental. Have you given up being judgmental and tried to listen instead? Because we're called to stand before God. And to stand before God, you must be righteous. You must be flawless. You must be the creature that God has called you without fault or blemish. Are you perfect yet? Dang. Like my poor stone here, we have flaws, don't we? We have flaws. We can work on them. But we have flaws. The problem is most of us give up. We see that as unobtainable. And so we are the ones with hearts of stone. We just give up. So I'm not willing to try. Christ comes teaching righteousness. It's there in his teachings, in his proverbs, in his sayings. He shows us righteousness. He shows us a way to the heart of God, and we can't do it. And it's so frustrating, and it's so heartbreaking. We had this video we used throughout the season of Lent, and I want you to watch the whole thing one more time.
Ephesians 2:10 says that we are God's workmanship, that we're in essence his masterpiece. I don't know about you, but when I get up in the morning and look in the mirror, I don't see a masterpiece, you know. I mean, maybe a Picasso, you know. But I want to be a masterpiece. I want to be everything that God has created me to be. And so I go to him in prayer and I say, God, do whatever it takes to get things out of my life that don't need to be there. Mold me into the image of your son so that I can be your masterpiece.
Hi.
Whoa. Who are you?
I'm God.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you just said the prayer, so here I am. That's how it works.
Oh, okay. If you're God, then make it snow in here.
You know, if I made it snow in here, it'd get kind of yucky, and I really don't want to do that.
See, you're not God.
Why do you say that?
God wouldn't say yucky.
Yes, I do. It's a Greek word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you're God, what does Lamentations 15:9 say?
Lamentations is a very short book. It only has 5 chapters.
Why is it so short?
I was tired of lamenting.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you're God, who's going to win the World Series this year?
You know what? I'm not so much into playing games. Why are you so much into playing games?
You are God.
What gave it away?
You answered my question with a question.
I did? Yep, I do that, don't I? I did it again. Step right up. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's this about?
These are the tools I'm going to use to make you into my original masterpiece.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Hang on.
Yeah.
I thought you were a carpenter.
That's my son. Here we go. Step right up. Here we go. All right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
How do you know what to chisel and what to leave?
I take out all the things in your life that aren't of me, kind of like dead weight.
Ooh, speaking of that, could you chisel right in here? I just can't get rid of it. I mean, the other went away, but this, I've tried exercising, I've watched what I ate, I even did Pilates for a while. That was awkward. But if you could chisel, right?
Can I talk or can I chisel? Talk, chisel, talk, chisel.
No,
talk,
chisel.
All right, most of my children just like to talk.
Not me. Bring on the chisel.
Here we go. All right. You have a lot of anger.
Ow.
Some pride.
Ow.
Compare yourself to others instead of me.
Ow.
You're lazy, but you pretend like you're really, really busy. You have a problem with lust.
Okay, time out. I do not have a problem with lust.
You don't have a problem with lust.
No, I can do it anytime I want. Okay. Wait. Maybe we could take a little time out. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good.
You are doing good, but when you look in the mirror, who do you see?
I see me.
Okay, then I need to keep chiseling away because ultimately you and others need to see my son. Here we go.
Okay, hold on. Don't take this the wrong way. It's just that when I start looking more like your son, people get uncomfortable around me, you know? I mean, even my friends at church, they're all like, oh, you're holier than thou. Why won't you do that, you know? I mean,
so what you're doing right now is you rather play God in certain areas of your life than for me to be God over your whole life.
I did not say that.
That's what you meant.
Yes, it is. It's hard to talk to you. I mean, you know everything I'm thinking. I'm just saying, you've done good work. Maybe we take a little break, a little time out. We'll come back to it.
What you're doing right now is so common. What you're doing right now is called control. Do you want to control things in your life, or can I chisel? Control.
No, chisel.
Here we go.
No, can we chisel where I want them?
That's called control.
Okay.
You've been holding on to this for a long time. You ready for this?
It hurts.
This hurts me more than it hurts you.
Ow! I don't think you understand this pain.
Don't talk to me about pain. I know all about pain. I sent my son to die on the cross for pain, for sin, but I also did it for another reason, to give you freedom. Do you know what insanity is? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. And there are the things in your life, you even think back to high school, that you've been doing that do not work in your life, but you go to these empty wells whenever you're hurting, whenever you're angry, whenever you're lonely and tired, but they do not work.
No, okay. I'm thinking maybe
Your
we
thoughts
could...
are not my thoughts.
Oh, okay, but if we went another way,
Your
we
ways
could...
are not my ways.
Okay, well, look, I can't be good.
You can't be good. I've made you good. Be good. What?
Nothing.
What is it?
You wouldn't understand.
I, God of all the universe, wouldn't understand something one of my children has to say. Try me.
It's just... God, I've let you down so many times.
No, you were never holding me up. I hold you up with my victorious, righteous right hand, and don't you forget that. In this relationship, I hold you up.
Okay. Chisel away.
All right.
But just be prepared for what you're going to find in there. Because I know who's inside there. Because God, I get up every morning and I look at him in the mirror. And it is this scared little kid who gets up every day and tries to dress like an adult and act like an adult, but I can't. So just be prepared for what you're going to find in there.
You have listened to so many voices for far too long that are not of me. You think you're junk, don't you? You really, really, really think you're junk. Listen to me. I don't make junk. What does that say about me? How can I show you that my love for you has no boundaries? I know. Reach in your back pocket.
What?
Reach in your back pocket.
Why?
Are you arguing with me? Reach in your back pocket.
God.
Yes?
I was just saying, God, I'll do that right now.
You were just saying my name in vain.
You know what? It's a name, it's a saying.
It's more than a name, it's more than a saying, it's more than a bad habit. It's a name above all names. I want to teach you something about my name. Reach in your back pocket. You know what that is?
This is a page from a journal I had when I was younger. How'd you get this?
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, read it.
I love Angie Holland.
Other side.
Sorry. I married her.
I was there.
Oh, yeah. Dear God, today I am turning everything over to you. I'm not going to hold on to anything anymore. Your word says that you will make me your masterpiece and use me to do great things. I don't see how it's possible, but I want that with all that I am. So please do whatever it takes to make me what you want. I love you, God.
I love you too, Tommy. And I love you too much just to leave you where you're at. So this salvation that you hold, don't let it be some sentimental gush or some head knowledge. I want you to work it out in every detail of your life. And don't compare yourself to someone else, because that is just trivial nonsense. You are my original masterpiece. You are one of my workmanship, and you I find favor. This, don't look at this as a prison, but look at this as a father disciplines his child. A father disciplines the ones he loves.
I know, but it's going to be tough.
Yes, it'll be tough. But you bought into the lie thinking everything was going to be easy when you said yes to me. It's not how it works. I want you to do something. I want you to look out there and I want you to say, Tommy is God's original masterpiece.
Tommy.
No. The way you see yourself, or you yearn so much for others to see you. But the way I see you.
Tommy is God's original masterpiece.
Yes, you are.
And so are you. God doesn't make junk. You are an original masterpiece.
We want to be like Christ. But we talk about it. No chisel, let's talk. We want control. We don't want chisel, we want control. Let's do it later. We fear what will be inside. We fear that we are junk. Because we know, just like that guy, we know what's inside. We know we've let God down. We know. And it hits hard, doesn't it? But what does that say about God when we think we are junk? And we say, well, we can't do it. Which is to translate, we won't do it. It's too hard. We don't want to see. We don't want to dredge it all up. We don't want to go through it again. So we crucify him rather than let him change us. We try to break the heart of God so God will leave us alone. Believe me, I know I tried. When I was 14, I accepted Christ. And then I spent the next 8 years trying to make myself unworthy and couldn't do it. You got nothing on me. His innocent blood poured out for us that we might be made whole. Poured out for us, even us, uncomprehending, ungrateful, undeserving, poured out for us, and still we dare come here today. What do we expect to see? What do you hope to see? From Mark's gospel, hear these words. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so they might go and anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, when the sun had risen, they went to the tomb. They had been saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone for us?" For it was very large. When they looked up, they saw that the stone had already been rolled away. As they entered the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in a white robe sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. But he said to them, "Do not be alarmed, for you are looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has been raised. He is not here. Look, there is the place they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him, just as he told you." So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them. And they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. May God's blessing be added to the reading and the understanding of the word. Fear. Isn't that it? Fear of what you might be, fear of how you might live, fear of how people will react to you if you were actually Christ in the world. Enough! Are you ready to surrender? Are you ready to give it over to Christ just like you might have done long ago at some point in your life when you needed it? Are you ready to surrender? Ready to be made in the image of Christ? And you say, it's impossible. We have flaws. I have seen my own flaws. Alone, we are doomed. But don't you get it? You're never alone. God lifts us up. You are never alone. Yes, it is impossible for us, but for God, all things are possible. God who created us, God who knows us deep down to the core of our being, God who loves us and sent his Son that we might have life. Grace freely given to make us whole. Are you perfect? No, not yet. Not yet. Like this stone, we're flawed. And yet, like this stone, you can tell it's a heart. In your life, let people be able to see by how you live that you are Christians. And work on the flaws. Say it with me. I'm not junk. Say it like you mean it. Say it with me. I'm created to be whole and holy. I'm created to be whole and holy. I am forgiven. Fully. Completely. I am loved by God. He is risen. Amen.